Today we consider why it is so important to get your house in order, for well we know that winter is truly coming. So let's dive on in. Now, this channel provides global macro insights and champions the importance of sound money in a world gone truly crazy. So please do consider subscribing. From an economic perspective, the prospects of significant inflation are clearly present. Just consider the Baltic Dry Index, which is a composite index that helps to assess freight costs on various routes around the world. It has now hit levels that we haven't seen for over 10 years. In addition, the widely reported shortages and supply constraints suggest the prospect of further consumer price rises and even outright shortages of certain goods in the future. Furthermore, as we've discussed before, the dramatic rise in house prices that has been seen recently in the Western world may well mean that rents could be about to rise quite dramatically. As this graphic from Nordia depicts, this would suggest that fixing rental agreements now might be a good call. Yet there are few things more concerning than what we have seen recently than the National Terrorism Bulletin released just on Friday, highlighting domestic terrorists as including the following. Something is deeply sinister here indeed. Clearly, as Gina Carano highlights with this tweet, there are 4 clear stages of manipulation. First, fear. Second, flattery. Third, bribery, free burgers and even $1 million lottery tickets. Mad. And finally, the 4th phase, violence. Do this or face the consequences. Clearly, we're in that last stage. Now, we're already seeing this play out with mandatory orders being outlined for certain professions around the world, and this is likely to become far more widespread. Of course, many will be put under great pressure to comply with these regulations in the workplace, and perhaps the only way to go about combating this is continue to say no, contact a lawyer, and see if the employer will then actually wish to pursue firing you. Given the complex legalities involved in this, it's an absolute minefield. In addition, behavioural psychology will remain key for those still tapping into their television programming. Indeed, the UK's Behavioural Insights team has recently formulated the intended global approach in their Mindspace document. I think the key elements that we are likely to see across this dark winter are likely to involve priming of those unaware of what is truly going on. Terms such as conspiracy theorist and anti-vaxxer obviously work well in conditioning their behaviour, while those that continue to conform to the narrative will be praised but told of the consequences if others choose to be selfish and don't do as they're told. This then gives rise to their key weapon for pushing through the whole digital identity technocracy, and that is division between those complying and those choosing not to do so. Societal norms must be transitioned to this new normal, and our sleeping brothers and sisters must be used as a sledgehammer to get everyone on board with vaccine passports and loving their servitude to Big Brother. To that end, expect overly inflated statistics in media reporting that always favours the agenda. Just consider this dreadful Guardian article as a prime candidate just from today. Then, on an even darker note, it is worth being aware of these 10 steps towards genocide. Different countries are at different stages here, with France clearly being at stage 6. Yet, as 21st Century Wire's Patrick Henningsen has pointed out, France really is the test bed. If France succumbs to the whole totalitarian vaccine passport system, the precursor for a Chinese-style social credit system, it is very likely that the rest of Europe and the UK will fall. So we must stand arm in arm with our French brothers and sisters here. And by the way, there's an excellent Zero Hedge article on what is currently taking place in France, and it's well worth a read. I'll put the link in the description box below. So what can we do to get ourselves in the best place possible? Well, Maslow's hierarchy provides some very useful insights here. Having stores of food and water available remain absolutely crucial. You can categorize this as frozen food, then canned food, and then long life preserved foods. Moving on to the next tier and securing fixed rate mortgages or agreeing next 12 months of rental payments may also be useful in providing certainty, while ensuring that debt costs are minimized, particularly on expensive credit cards. Clearly, wealth preservation through precious metals is crucial, particularly with what has been taking place once again in the Middle East. I like some crypto as well, but season here to taste. And remember to use cash as much as you possibly can, and particularly on Fridays for Catherine Austin Fitz's Cash Friday initiative. This really helps to stave off the prospect of a cashless society, and it's just one small step that we can take here. On to the social needs, and there has probably never ever been a more important time for dialogue. Some are truly lost to us, and their minds are so consumed with the media that they won't be reached until it is too late and the situation is too dark to even contemplate. But we need to reach out to those who have just a small seed of doubt in their minds about what is going on. Perhaps regarding the concerns of discriminatory passport systems that will seemingly do nothing to benefit anyone's health. But they will of course greatly increase the powers of politicians while creating two-tier societies in the process. This could lead on to legitimate concerns regarding China's social credit system and the possibility of the passport system being rolled out and expanded to include this, or even pointing out concerns regarding what is actually taking place within the monetary system. Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money is an excellent primer, of course, here. Alternatively, I've had some real success in stating that we just can't keep going on living in fear, to which many people will actually agree. Keep fit and keep active. I've just built a home outdoor gym ready for the winter's shenanigans. Get to know local walks around you and strengthen your mind with uplifting books. I intend to reread Ayn Rand's Fountainhead, a book all about mental fortitude and doing what you see as truly as the right thing to do. What books would you recommend in terms of mental fortitude? Let us know in the comments below. And so getting a community around you remains crucial, and new empowering movements are starting up and growing in prominence like this one, whose number one goal is to cause people and groups all around the world to join the resistance strategy by wearing a global symbol of human solidarity. I'll link their website below. Now, I normally take every BBC article with a big pinch of salt, but this one really did catch my attention about how they state that non-violent protests are twice as likely to succeed as armed conflicts, and those engaging a threshold of 3.5% of the population have never failed to bring about change. Now, while this article is from 2019 and was primarily addressing the communist movements of Extinction Rebellion and climate change, this is a deeply encouraging statistic and a very interesting article to consider. For despite being significant underdogs, we can definitely win this. But it's going to be hard. The mind games will be extreme, it will be drawn out, and it will be desperately testing. Yet the people's confidence in their rulers and Big Pharma is set to be tested, and a peaceful movement based upon joy and loving life has tremendous potential and momentum. This has been shown recently in Switzerland, and now the Davos crowd are under pressure, for they know that their time to complete the capitulation of the people is dearly running out. All eyes remain on the French resistance. Now, I hope this has been a useful video, so thanks so much for watching. Do consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.